All right, let's dive right in. You've been putting in the work, you've been building those skills, and now you're getting close to the finish line of your apprenticeship's learning phase. So today, we're going to break down the apprenticeship gateway. You know, that super important checkpoint that comes right before your endpoint assessment, making sure you are 100% ready for that final step.
So what is this final checkpoint really? Now, a lot of people think this is some kind of big, scary test, but that's not what it is at all. The gateway isn't an assessment. Think of it more like the bridge that takes you from all your on-the-job learning over to your final assessment. It's that moment where everyone involved, you, your manager, your provider, all nod and agree, yep, you're ready.
You know what? Let's think of your apprenticeship like a rocket launch. All this time, you've been building the rocket, right? That's all you're learning. The endpoint assessment? Well, that's the actual mission to space. So what's the gateway? The gateway is that final pre-launch check-in and mission control. It's where we make sure every single system is go for a successful journey.
To put it simply, the gateway is really just a formal meeting. It's like a three-way handshake between you, your manager, and your training provider. And it has one single goal: to review everything you've done and officially agree that, yes, you've completed all the learning and you are totally prepared to go and smash that endpoint assessment. But hold on, you can't just book this meeting. Before it can even get scheduled, there are a few non-negotiables that you've got to have ticked off. This is your pre-launch checklist, the absolute essentials that prove you're ready to be put forward for your final assessment. Okay, so what's on this list? Let's run through the big ones. First up, you have to have been on your program for at least 12 months. Your off-the-job training log needs to be totally complete. You've got to have your functional skills in English and math all squared away. And of course, the big one, you need to have your portfolio of evidence all compiled. Then, to top it all off, you need that official thumbs up from your employer. Let's chat about that portfolio for a second, because it's a really important piece of this puzzle. This is not a giant folder of every single thing you've ever done. No way. It's a curated collection of your best work. Every piece of evidence there should be picked carefully to show off the specific knowledge, skills, and behaviors, the KSBs, that your apprenticeship standard asks for. This is all about quality, not quantity.
And just to really hammer this point home, that 12-month rule is mandatory. It's non-negotiable. You can't even start the gateway process until you've been on your program for a full year. And there's a good reason for that. It's to make sure you've had enough time to really develop and use your new skills in a real-world work environment.
This brings us to probably one of the most important checks on the list. See, this isn't just about you saying you're ready. Your employer, and that's usually your line manager, has to formally sign off and confirm that you are consistently performing at the level the apprenticeship requires. Their confidence in you is absolutely crucial. They have to give the official green light.
Okay, let's bust a couple of common myths, just to lower any stress you might be feeling. You do not need to submit certificates for any extra vendor qualifications you might have picked up along the way. Also, while your off-the-job training log has to be complete, you don't actually need to submit the specific proof of that 20% calculation at this stage. The focus is purely on those core requirements we just talked about.
So who's actually involved in all this? Well, think of it as your own personal mission control team. It's a real team effort, and everyone has a really clear role to play to make sure the countdown to your endpoint assessment goes off without a hitch. Let's break down those roles. As the apprentice, you are absolutely in the driver's seat. It's your job to build that amazing portfolio and make sure every single item on that checklist is done. Your manager's role, on the other hand, is to be your verifier, your co-pilot. They're there to review your evidence, give you feedback, and then make that final formal confirmation that you're competent and ready to fly.
Right, now for the meeting itself. This is what we call the go/no-go moment. And the goal here is super straightforward. It's to make the final, official decision to move forward to the endpoint assessment. It's part review, part discussion, and part final agreement.
So, what actually happens in the room? Well, it follows 4 pretty simple steps. First, everyone does a final review of all your documents. Second, there's a discussion where you and your manager both confirm you feel ready. Third, everyone in the meeting formally agrees to move forward. And fourth, the official gateway declaration gets signed. That's it. See, it's a structured conversation, not some high-pressure interrogation.
And once that declaration is signed, boom, you are officially cleared for liftoff. You've passed through Gateway and you are now in the final phase of your apprenticeship journey, the endpoint assessment period. This is it. This is where you get to show off everything you've learned.
So what does this final journey look like? Well, once Gateway's done, an independent endpoint assessor is brought in. You'll finish up and submit your final project, and then dates will get booked for your assessments, which are usually a Q&A session and a professional discussion about your portfolio. And after that, it's on to the results, and finally getting that official apprenticeship certificate in your hands.
So look, if you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. The gateway meeting is not a test. It is the formal checkpoint that confirms you've finished all your learning and you are ready to go prove your skills. That's it. It's a checkpoint, not a roadblock.
So as you get ready for it, just remember, Gateway isn't some barrier that's designed to stop you. It's your Launchpad. It's designed to make sure you have everything you need for a successful mission. So approach it with confidence, get that checklist sorted, and get ready to show everyone what you can do. You've got this.